Okay, so what is your name, Mr.?
Tyrone Davis.
Mr. Tyrone, do you want to learn how quantum language system works in your mind to teach you how to become multilingual ready in minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so first of all, can you please read that sentence loud for us?
Yes. Learn to read and write language in minutes by color coding technique.
Now focus on the last word. What is the last word read like?
Technique.
Okay, very good. Did you notice that you separated it into two syllables?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you repeat those two syllables again?
Technique.
Very good. When you pronounce the word technique, do you pronounce the last two letters of the word technique?
No, because it seems silent. The E is silent, so...
So the answer is no?
No.
Let's leave it like that. Very good. Can you please spell that word for us?
Yes. T-E-C-H-N-I-Q-U-E.
Okay, let's focus on the last two letters. Repeat the spelling of the last two letters.
U-E.
And you were saying that those letters were silent, right?
Right.
When you pronounce a word in English, are you aware that some of its elements, some of its letters are going to be silent?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, do you know that if an illegal immigrant or a traveler from outside of the country in the United States comes into this country, and when they want to read the English language in black and white, do you know that they have difficulty in knowing when they're going to encounter silent letters? Or you were not aware of that?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay, I will make you aware of it right now, because it's important that you understand that in making you aware of this problem, maybe one day you can help someone learn English. Okay, so let's do this. What is the color of the last two letters in the word technique as you're looking at it?
Red.
Red. And as a human driver, if you drive a car and all of a sudden you're on the streets and you see a red light, what indicates you as a human driver what is your next step to do?
Stop.
Because if you don't stop, you may crash, right?
Exactly.
So can we say, is it safe to say that in theory, if a human sees a red light, that red light will perhaps indicate stop, right?
Yes, sir.
So the story I began telling you of when I came to this country and I was 14 years old and I built this little robot device and I wanted to teach my robot how to read like a human, I was explaining to you that my need to teach a robot how to read made me think of ways of isolating the sounds of the letters so that my robot can associate a color or code within a specific sound. And now I am using the same approach to teach people how to decode languages. And starting with the English language, I want to demonstrate to you how, by decoding it with color code, a normal human can now learn how the letter is dressed up. Like, for example, when you take an X-ray of a human body, what are you expecting to see on the X-ray?
Just pretty much what's going on with the body, every aspect of the body.
Every aspect of the body, and an X-ray will literally point out what of the body. It's a word. It's one word.
What of the body? The anatomy or the no, that's the wrong one I'm using. Help me out.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna help you. When an X-ray shows, it shows the bones.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
So you agree with me that an X-ray shows the bones?
Right.
In the X-ray, for the X-ray to exist, what color should the blank or the background be in the X-ray? Can you recall?
White. It's normally like a whitish background. I don't really know the color.
Okay, I'll tell you. It's black. It's like a dark.
Yeah, so
it's like a dark black background.
Right.
Yeah, so then let me ask you this: what's the color of the bones?
White.
White. Good job. So can you say that the background is black and the bones are white?
Right.
So the X-ray shows white bones, right?
Right.
Let me tell you, humans learn to read and write in black and white. Are you are you okay with that idea?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and you see, a newspaper has a white background and a black letter, right? Those are called neutral fields,
right,
as this technology defines it. However, when you have a black background, you will use a white letter so that it shows, right? Okay, very good. So now, Have you ever seen a color code motif that can dress up the letters and take it from black and white to color code ever before in your life?
No, never.
Is this the first time that you have been exposed to this color code motif in your life?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have anybody ever told you that if you associate the concept of stop the car with stop the sound and use the color of red, it can teach you how to be silent when you read English? Has anybody given you that concept before?
I've never had the concept of that.
Okay, well, are you learning it with me right now?
I'm learning, yes, sir.
So if you agree with me that in the word technique, the U and the E are red, would you agree that they are silent?
Yes, I agree that they're silent.
Okay, and the word right above technique is right. Right? Can you spell it for me?
The word right. W-R-I-T-E.
And can you show it to the camera so we can get an image of it? So right is spelled with a W at the beginning and a E at the end. And can you turn it around for you, and can you tell me what is the color of those two letters?
The color is red.
Okay.
Letters are red.
Okay. And now, do you have now an idea why they are red?
Yes, because you always with the word that's beginning, the sound of the beginning of the word, and the word of the ending word is always like the most important part of the word, because that's where the word ends. If I'm making sense, how can I say?
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Has anybody given you any specific rule of why a letter should be silent, when, and how? Or no?
No.
Good. Can I show you?
Yeah.
Let me tell you. In English language, you can never really say that there is a specific rule that will tell you when a letter is silent or not. But if we color code them in red, can we at least now know exactly where they are?
Yeah.
So can you say that in the word right, I color coded correctly the W and the E because they happen to be silent?
Mm-hmm.
In what color I color coded them?
Red.
Red. Okay, so now, is it safe for you to say that if in English, okay, what language is that we're talking about? English. Can you say then that in English, there will be moments in a word where a letter will be silent?
Yes.
And then would it be safe to say that if somebody that doesn't know how to read the language, if we say to them that that letter is red, and they associate the concept of red with the concept of stop the sound and the concept of be silent, do you think that is a good indicator that a person can use so that they don't pronounce something that they are not supposed to pronounce?
Yes.
So do you think that this can be useful maybe in other languages?
Yes.
May I give you an example?
Yes.
Can you think of the word queso? In Spanish, queso is cheese, right?
Right.
It's Spanish for cheese. So queso is spelled with 5 letters: Q, U, E, S, and O. In Spanish, the word queso requires 1 letter to be silent. Can you identify it?
The Q.
Okay, you're getting close. So if we were to silence the Q, then the Q will be silent, and so will remain with the U. So maybe we will say something like hueso.
Okay, so then it would be the E. It'll be the U.
Okay.
U is because you don't hear the U in it.
Okay. Can you give yourself a hand of a few applause? Can you give your thank you very much. Now, the reason why you answered correctly is because now your brain is beginning to implement the knowledge that you gain in English. You learn in English that by silencing a letter in red and associating red to silence, that maybe you can carry that concept in Spanish. And you just explained to me correctly that the U in queso ought to be red because it happens to be silent.
I like this concept. I'm going to teach my kids this.
Now, can I go into French?
Yes.
Have you ever seen the spelling of the word toi?
No.
I'm going to tell you. Toi is 3 for French, okay? Un, deux, trois. So in toi, we have T, R, O, I, and S, if I am not wrong. But let's focus on the last letter. Did you hear me say S in the spelling of toi?
No, I didn't know there was S in it.
Okay, so when we say toi, Do you pronounce the S?
No.
If we were and wait for me to ask you this, because you need to process information, and you're going to come up with an answer that you may amaze yourself and amaze the world right now. And maybe the world already know the answer, because maybe you already know the answer and I haven't even asked the question. Did I demonstrate to you that the color coding of the letters in English, when they happen to be silent in red, it's a good way of associating, indicating the silent letter? Good.
Right.
And I demonstrated to you that we can work that same concept in Spanish.
Yes.
And now we're diving into French, and you say that you really you had no familiarity with the French word toi, but I gave you the spelling, 5 letters.
Right.
At the end of the spelling of toi, we were talking about it has an S, right? Do you pronounce that last S?
No.
What color in your mind now, according to this formula?
Would be red.
Give yourself another round of applause. Now, if the world out there was already about to say red, then give it a little slap on the back of your arm, or slap yourself a little bit so you can wake up and say, wait a minute, such a simple thing should have always been known, right?
Right.
Why it hasn't been known?
Because no one pays attention. No one's being taught correctly. And they're being taught, but repeat the question again. I'm sorry.
Okay, yes, and I appreciate that we're going this way, because now you're taking me into a process of asking you questions.
Okay.
What is the first language you had encountered as a human being in this world? English. And let me ask you this: what place in the world did you grow up learning English?
In America.
Okay. And when you was growing up in America, did anybody give you these secret clues so that you can know why English language is written in a way that is interesting as far as how it's pronounced?
No. Even through their concepts, they still don't teach it this way. You can better understand it in this way, because now you pay more attention to the words that are silent and the words that are not silent.
Do you think that this is a really cool tool to help kids learn?
Yes, I want to teach my kids.
Okay, now, do you believe that maybe with this technology, we can implement it in more languages other than Spanish, French, and English?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have proven this technology to be effective with Turkish, Portuguese, Italian, Chinese Mandarin with the English spelling, German. I'm beginning to decode some of the sounds in Farsi. I am also paying close attention to how Asian languages are pronounced, so that then I can one day be able to associate specific codes to the symbols that those languages represent, and be able to empower people with digital technology on 3D through visual aids and electronic applications, so that people can generalize this knowledge and implement it in advertisement, electronics, video games, films, digital books, learning environments. What do you think of these ideas so far?
Those are excellent ideas. I mean, I love it, because it really helps broaden your mind, just not only in one particular language, in all spectrums of every language, and it breaks it down for you where you could actually understand it without being confused.
Congratulations. I really appreciate that you gave me that summary. Is there anything that you would like to say to the world as an advice? Because we're posting this video today, and this is important because it's part of this mission that I launched in 2007 at Garfield High School in East LA, and when it was recognized by candidate for president of the United States, Mr. Obama, when he recognized that the English-only concept is a trap and it has to change. What do you think it has to change?
Within us. It starts with us first. It starts with the proper teaching of the English language or Spanish language or any other language. In that sense, it has to be taught properly. And this is the best way of teaching what people can actually understand.
So in closing this, what is your message for the